Hi everyone. I am John Michael S. Rosario and I will be going to discuss my outline proposal or my research, which is entitled Health Habits and Mental Conditions of GE2 8458 students in University of Mindanao. First, I will be discussing to you the background of the study. If health habits are negatively repeated regularly, it will greatly influence students' mental conditions in terms of learning. That is according to the Mental Health of Benefits of Having a Daily Routine 2018. If unhealthy habits are seen internationally, nationally, and locally, evident by their obesity and slimness causing them to have difficulties in learning. Knowing what healthy habits are essential for the brain to function without prior knowledge or research about the effects of these health habits among adolescents, it will lead them to undesired impacts of their body. That is according to Chandler and Campen 2010. The purpose or this um, the purpose of this research is to let the students, parents, teachers know what influence their unbalanced behavior in terms of their health habits, which affects their mental conditions or their children's or students' condition in learning. Let's move on to the theories. The main theory of this study is the theory of food choice, which examine how food consumption or health habits of an individual plays a big function, specifically in students' productivity and in learning process or intellectual functioning of their mind. And that is according to Petrovich and Paliwoda 2008. And this theory is supported by the theory or the study of Edwards' social action theory, which helps explain stages of self-change in terms of healthy habits, namely exercise, socialization, lifestyle, and diet. How does these findings of our existing studies provide information to the theories mentioned in this study, and how this can relate to other existing studies? As mentioned in my research, for example, this theory of food choice, this theory states that health habits plays a big function in students' productivity and in learning process. This theory can be accepted through the study of Pal to the story of to the study of Alamaki et al. 2018, which states that health habits in youth can predict same behaviors later in life. And this study proves that health habits are considered essential because it could greatly affect one's learning or being active in adulthood or later in life. Next. So this time I'm going to show you the conceptual paradigm of the study. There is I have two variables, which is the independent and the dependent variables. Under the independent variable, there is the health habits, and it includes 4 indicators. Which is the exercise, socialization, lifestyle, and diet. And it has greatly influence to or that will determine the relationship to the dependent variable, which is the mental conditions, and also it has 5 indicators, which is the motivation, commitment, independence, participatory, and social. So why why does it why it doesn't have R? So because this study is a non-experimental. So I use the PC model, which is the predictor criteria. Let's move into the statement of the problem. So number one statement of the problem is, what is the level of healthy habits in terms of exercise, socialization, lifestyle, and diet? Second statement of the problem, what is the level of mental conditions of GE2 under 8458 code students in terms of motivation, commitment, independence, participatory, and social? Lastly, the third statement of the problem is that there a significant relationship between health habits and mental conditions. So those are the statement of the problem. So let's proceed to the significance of the study. So this study is knowledge gained from the research. We give learning and suggestions when the problem is solved towards the following proponents, which is the students, parents, the teachers, and the future researchers. So, as what I have said earlier, this will influence their unbalanced behavior in terms of their health habits, which affects their mental conditions or their students' condition in learning. So let's move on to the research design. So I use the descriptive correlation method or the descriptive correlation research design. So in this method, present minimally interpreted information that is perceived to be a factually accurate representation of what has been told to or observed by the researchers. So this method also provides gathering of data in order to test hypotheses or answer questions pertaining to the current status of the subject being under study. So according to Payne 2011, correlation in research is the term used to assess the relationship between variables. So in my study, I have two variables. So this correlation method is fit in my study. So hence, this study is used to describe relationship between health habits and mental conditions of GE2 8458 students of University of Mindanao. So next is the research respondents. So the respondents are the 40 GE2 8458 students from the University of Mindanao. So I chose these respondents. It is because it is possible to survey survey a small amount of population because it is convenient also for the students. It's because they it is not that large or large population to survey. So next, let's move on to data gathering tool. So I used in conducting a survey, I used a survey questionnaire, which is the health habit survey questionnaire and the mental condition survey questionnaire. So there are two survey questionnaires. The next is the statistical treatment. First is the mean. So mean, this was used to determine the level of health habits and the level of mental conditions in terms of learning of GE2 8458 students and the Pearson R. So this was used to verify if there is a significant relationship between health habits and mental conditions of GE2 8458 students. So let's get back because I forgot to explain further the respondents. So why I choose GE2 8458 students, it is because the students are occupied enough in terms of dealing with the task and academic requirements which they consider as a challenge to their college completion. Thus, this is to help them recognize their health habits that affect their mental conditions. So that's why I chose GE2 students. So let's proceed. So, basically, mean is used to determine the level, and person are in short words, it is used to determine the relationship. So that's it. So let's proceed to recommendations. So in view of the findings of the study, the following recommendations are offered by the researchers, me, the researcher. So students must possess a simple lifestyle and always exercise in order to maintain their health. Also, the parents must know what the proper diets to guide their children to what they have to eat are. Also, the teachers should be able to find more ways to help their students to mingle with others as part of their socialization to attain effectiveness and efficiency of mental conditions, not only on their students but also the other teachers. Lastly, researchers. The researchers are recommended to study more factors that affect mental conditions. So overall, in conclusion, poor health knowledge about the said dilemma will affect the student's lifestyle when it comes to decision of doing learning plans. So as stated by Chopper and Kaplan 2010, learning plans here may refer to learners' ability in reasoning or attending, and that students learn better when they are well nourished. So results show in their study that adolescents scoring high on the cognitive ability test have healthier habits and engage more often in physical activities. So that's all. I hope you understand my outline proposal about health habits and the mental conditions of GE2 8458 students in the University of Mindanao. Thank you so much.